Good morning everyone, it is record store day. The day has finally arrived. It is currently 7:30 in the morning. I'm in Bath going to my local record store, which is Resolution Records, and I've got 4 that I am looking to get. The 4 that I'm after: potentially Lil Uzi Vert with Eternal Take Deluxe, the Wu-Tang Clan, I really want to get that album. What else have we got? Skindred, which is a bit of an out there pick for me, but I kind of want to get that. And then finally, A Tribe Called Quest. Those are like the 4 that I'm after. And our chances today, they're not the best, because Lil Uzi, they only have 1 at my record store. And also Skindred, they only have 1 at my record store. They do have 9 A Tribe Called Quest, but there's definitely more than 9 people in that queue already, and I feel like that's going to be quite a popular one for people. I'm just kind of hoping on my luck that there's not a lot of rap fans there, so let's go ahead and see.
So after leaving the car, I basically was able to get there for about 7:30, maybe 7:35, and I was basically in the queue for about 2 and a bit hours. They did open at 9 and started letting people in at 9 o'clock, but just because of the amount of people and the size of the store, or where the record store day records were, they were only letting a few people in at a time, so I feel like that sort of slowed the process down a bit in terms of the amount of people who were going. But about like 10 minutes before the store actually opened, they did have like a performance there. I can't remember the name. I'll try and put something on the screen to sort of show you who it was properly, but basically they had a little bit of performance going on, which is really nice to have. Obviously it's a day celebrating music, so having an actual music act there from, I believe they're local to Bath, which is where this record store is. But it's always nice to have some sort of acts there. The guy who was sort of like, I would say like hosting the event, but the guy who was like letting people in and whatnot, he was dressed up quite, how would I put it, over the top, and he did, I'll just throw this out here, he did actually make me do a limbo to get in with the rope they had. He was really kind of pushing me to do it, and I thought, you know what, bit of fun, we'll try it, and my leg almost gave out. Didn't quite, so we're alright. And eventually I got into the store and was able to find, I instantly, before I was even in the store, I saw 2 of the records I wanted to get, and they are in this package, so I knew instantly where I needed to go. But the staff there, I've got to give them a shout out because they were doing an absolutely amazing job. I think one of the girls there was basically dressed up as Amy Winehouse, which was really cool. She like had her hair all done like that, so that was really cool to see. It's nice when like the staff get really involved with record store day, and they're also really helpful there. They're super helpful. I went in after seeing the 2 records, instantly went for those, and then my mind kind of went blank on which ones I actually wanted to get as well. I then remembered which the other 2 were, and then asked the guy like if they had them, and they were unfortunately gone because they had a whole list on the door to keep track of things, so that was a bit unfortunate that 2 of the records I wanted weren't there. But I did pick up these 2 records here, which I think is about time that I showed you. And the first one that I will start out with is the one they only had 1 of in the store, and I was very grateful to be able to see it literally facing me when I walked in, and that was Lil Uzi Vert with Eternal Take Deluxe, and also Love vs. the World 2. Yeah, I was very happy to get this. Back when this album came out, I was actually in college, and I remember enjoying it when it first came out, but I don't think I really appreciated it as much as I should have done at the time. Eternal Take was like Lil Uzi Vert's like, what would you call it, like holy grail, in the sense of like when an artist has an album that they kind of tease for years and then never happens, and then suddenly one day they do actually drop it. This was what it was for Lil Uzi Vert, so I think there were a lot of expectations to live up to. And whilst I did listen to it and I did appreciate certain parts of it, I went back to it to listen to it ever since I got this, because like I knew I liked the album, but I had kind of forgotten about it, and seeing as it was out on record store day, I took it as a chance to like re-listen to it to think if I actually wanted to get it. And I'm still listening to it on repeat at the moment. I absolutely love the track list, and the fact I've now got it on vinyl is absolutely amazing for me. Now, the only thing I am going to complain about a little bit with this one is it's a free LP, which is absolutely fine. I love a free LP, but it's not a gatefold, which is a shame. But so they're all kind of just in there somewhere. Oh, it does have those 2. Oh, that's amazing. I'm glad they're on there. There's a back cover, by the way, but what I was saying about that was the 2 bonus songs that are on Spotify are also on here too, Futsal, Shuffle, and That Way. Honestly, those are 2 of the highlights on this album for me, so the fact they're on vinyl is even better. Now, if there's one thing you guys should know about me, I do love to keep the stickers, but the ones I really like value are the record store day stickers. I think those are always important to try and treasure and keep when you actually sell the records. But here we have Lil Uzi Vert with Eternal Take, and I've got to say, I really love the cover. But now I'm looking at it when it doesn't have a sticker on it, the sticker brings it all together. I don't know how, it just does, so I need to keep hold of that. But there you have the cover right there, and then when you turn it around, you have the track list, which is really cool. And then we can finally have a look. Do we have an insert? We have an insert. How amazing. Out there insert or anything, it's literally just credits, so a little bit disappointing, but it's not too bad. You need your credits somewhere. And this one does have a lot of songs on it, so fair play. But if we do pull out one of the records, we can then have a look at what this blue looks like. There we go. I actually do really like this blue, actually. It goes quite well with the cover itself as well. So if we look at it compared to there, you can kind of picture it in there. It sort of like works with it at the very least. It contrasts very nicely. But you know what? Like with all the sort of like stars on there, that would have been a really cool like purple and like splatter disc. I think that could have worked really well for this one. But overall, this is still a really nice disc, and I quite like. I mean, the fact I've got this, I'm really happy with. Like, the fact I've got this, I'm super happy with, and also the fact that Resolution Records only had one of them, and it was staring at me the second I walked in the store, I feel so much more luckier for. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the other one I've got, I am really happy to have, but there were quite a few of them, and I feel like that one that I'm about to show you, not to take anything away from it, but it's not like the hardest one to find, and I think it was the one that was the most stocked because they were like really expecting people to go and get it. But I do think if I had queued up for like 2 hours just to get this next one and I hadn't been able to get a chance to get this one, I would have probably left feeling quite disappointed and almost like not worth queuing up. So getting this one really made my record store day, in all honesty. And I'm not gonna lie, right, I probably the song I have had on repeat is Being on here with Chief Keef. Like, honestly, I absolutely love that song. It's genuinely like, it's taken over me. I genuinely love it so much. Like, there's so many other bangers on here. There is the Record Store Day Lil Uzi Vert album. Let's move on to the second one now. Here in the bag, and that is A Tribe Called Quest with the Low End Theory. Now this one is one that I've been meaning to add to my collection for a long time, and I'm glad I hadn't yet because I have now got the exclusive Record Store Day Splatter disc for it. So really happy for that. It's the first one outside of the US that has actually had a colored disc. And just looking at the preview of the sticker, it's already like, I've seen some people on Discord as well, like they've shared photos of this one and it looks beautiful. So I'm really excited to see what my one looks like. But that is if I can figure out how I get into it. I still haven't perfected the art of opening vinyl records yet. Okay, again, we've got to protect the sticker on this. Don't want to be losing it. Ta-da. And there is Low End Theory, finally added to the collection. There's the back of it. Like, I actually really love this artwork. Like, I genuinely think this is probably one of the more iconic ones in hip hop. And the one thing you should know about me too is I love when a vinyl record, when the actual pressing of the disc, when it's a colored disc, actually matches the cover. Like, there are so many that like get released and they're just like whatever was available in the pressing factory that day. And then they'll just chalk it up for a limited edition thing and be like, there you go. No meaning. But with this one, I think it's gonna blow me away. Oh, this is actually perfect like preview for me. It literally doesn't show you anything when you look through this. So let's have a look and see how good it is. Ooh, that is beautiful. Oh my. I've got to say, this might be my favorite Splatter disc. It's up there already. I don't know if I'm just overhyping myself, but where actually is my phone? There you are. Let me see if I can make this like look better on camera. Yeah, a little bit, but oh, there you go. There you can see it's flat quite nicely. Oh, that's just like so perfectly spread as well. Oh, I'm very happy with this one. I'm so happy with this one. It looks more blue on camera right now. I think that's partly to do with the ring light and whatnot, but it is actually green and red, which obviously it just goes perfectly with this, doesn't it? Like, it's so good. I love how this one looks. That's so worth it. Fair play. Top this, there you are. Okay. This one hasn't wowed me as instantly as the other one. I don't know how to describe it. The other one just like, it's perfectly like splattered. This one is a little bit more dotty and a bit all over the place, but it's still beautiful like pressing. Although this side actually looks a bit more red, to be fair. I know the dots are red, but this side looks like it has a few more red bits there that you can actually see a bit more. But that is some beautiful wax. Like, yeah, I think they've perfectly done the Low End Theory for this year. Really works for it. And I'm kind of glad that I never brought a copy of Low End Fury before, because this is a really good version of it to have, and it's not necessarily one I kind of want like multiple versions of. I'm just happy with the one, and if the one is 2025 Record Store Day, I would call that a success. So these were the only two that I was actually able to nab from Resolution Records. Now, the other two I was after, as I mentioned at the start of the video, were Wu-Tang Clan, which they only had 3 in stock at Resolution, and clearly I'm going to say there were like 20 to 25 people in front of me. At least 3 of them clearly wanted to grab Wu-Tang, so I kind of understand it. But the 4th one, I really wanted to get, because there's a bit more meaning behind why I wanted to get it, which was the Skindred one. Resolution Records only had 1 version of it too, similar to the Lil Uzi one. And I kind of thought, I don't know if it's just because I've kind of been out of the loop with like rock and heavy metal sort of side of things, but I kind of assumed Skindred were more of a niche sort of band. And in my head and the calculations and whatnot, I just had it that by the time I get to the front of the queue, none of these 20 people are gonna like be interested in Skindred or whatever. But someone clearly was, and they picked it up and nabbed it, so I wasn't able to get it. However, during a certain Record Store Day online sale, I was able to nab myself a package. And inside this package contains the record that I really wanted to get this year, and that is Skindred with Union Black. And of course, you know me, I'm a hip hop fan, and this isn't necessarily a hip hop album. Now, I will say there are traces of hip hop within this, and it has been a long time since I've listened to this project. However, I wasn't really getting it just for the music. I was getting this one for the memories more than anything, because my dad, he's no longer with us, but one of the things that me and him loved when he was here is Skindred. We went and saw them at least twice. The way we discovered them, actually, we went to see Five Finger Death Punch in about 2015, I want to say, and Papa Roach was actually supposed to support them, but I want to say it might have actually been the Manchester bombings, or maybe the attack in France. I think it was one of those events, and Papa Roach basically pulled out of it because of that, which then led to Skindred taking their place, and that's how me and my dad discovered them. And from there, we actually went and saw them again, actually funny enough in Bath at Comedia. And I've got a lot of good memories associated with Skindred, listening to them in the car with my dad, everything like that, and this was one of those albums that we listened to. And the fact that this kind of like had its own like first time pressing on vinyl, this album particularly, I just kind of wanted to grab it for that reason more than anything, and I'm very glad to have it in the collection as like a more meaningful thing. Like for a lot of you guys, you're probably, if you do take a chance and listen to this album, like it's a really good one, but it might not be exactly for you, and it might feel a bit out there from what the usual hip hop stuff I talk about on this channel is, but I want to have like some more meaningful records in my collection that are just a bit more personal, and this felt like one that kind of like just spoke to me as one that I kind of needed to get. But with the soppy story out of the way, how about we have a look at the disc in this, because this is again another Splatter, and I think this one looks quite cool from the pictures I've seen of it. Oh, thank God. And also I've actually finally got a gatefold for Record Store Day. And here it is, Skindred Union Black. Very lucky to have this one in my opinion. And if we open it up, we can then see, ooh, that looks sick. Yeah, I really love the artwork for this album too, and that just looks really cool. I really like that gatefold, that's really nice. You know what, it would have felt incomplete if I got a Record Store Day haul and I just didn't get like a gatefold in there, so I'm very glad that I was able to find a gatefold one. But now this looks really cool, just from the little teasers of it I'm getting right now. But there we have, if I just turn the ring light down a little bit, you could kind of see like the orangeness there as well. So yeah, this is a really cool one. I really like it. Again, works really well in harmony with the cover itself, so that's always a bonus point when it comes to the pressings, as I've mentioned plenty of times already. We have a quick gander at number 2. There it is. This one isn't as great as the first one I showed you, but it's still pretty cool. I still like it. It's got like a bit of a tiger effect in my opinion. That's what it kind of reminds me of. But that is Union Black, and I don't think I've shown the back, but it's literally plain and black with just the text there. But no, this is a really cool one, and obviously it's much more meaningful to me in being in my collection. Like, I was just going through the list and I just kind of accidentally stumbled on this one when it came to Record Store Day, and I just knew I had to get it at some point. So there it is, Union Black. So here is my Record Store Day 2025 haul. Was able to pull 3 of them. And there might be a fourth one on the way, but we'll have to do that another day. And in summary is Lil Uzi Vert with Eternal Take Deluxe, Low End Theory with the first time colored Splatter disc outside of the US. Why did I make that such a long title? Low End Theory, and Skindred with Union Black. So considering I wasn't super excited for Record Store Day 2025, I'm pretty happy with what I've actually been able to pull from this year. So yeah, will I be staying in the queue for ages next year? Depends what's coming out. But I am glad I got to experience Record Store Day properly in the sense of actually queuing up a little earlier for it. Don't think I'll ever be like one of those people who literally were queuing at like 4 PM the day before or whatever it was, or from even 4 AM. Like, fair play to you guys, but Jesus Christ. Now I do just want to add in here like just a little like note from my end. Like, I want to start out by saying that Resolution Records are absolutely amazing as a record store. If you are local to Bath, go and check them out because they are a really good store. They've got like, for me, they're just a record store that has something for everyone. Like for me, I'm really into hip hop and I feel like their hip hop section is quite substantial. And it has like a lot more stuff that you don't typically see from other retailers. And the other thing I really like about them is they're quite spacious in terms of the space they've got, and like it doesn't feel like it's really cramped, which like for some record stores really works. But I do really appreciate when a record store is nice and open and just like has space for people to move around, and that's something that Resolution has going for them. But I do just have like a couple of thoughts and feelings towards some of the ways they handle Record Store Day. Like, again, they've done really amazing with what they got, and I will never understand how stressful Record Store Day is unless I run my own store. And I'm sure there's a lot of factors I won't think about when I say what I'm about to say. I do want to share this feeling, and this is something that I don't think is exclusive to Resolution Records by any means, because when I spoke to some of the other people in Discord, some of you guys, some of you shared the same feelings. And that's with this year's Record Store Day, it really felt like a case of get people in, get their records, and get them out. Which isn't to me what Record Store Day is all about. You should really be encouraging people to come into the store and stay a little bit, have a little browse throughout, and just make them want to come back. And I feel like when I went to at least this Record Store Day, I didn't really get that vibe. Like when I was queuing up, like Resolution Records has like some windows that you can look through that open and you can see into the store. And when I was queuing up, you could literally see no one in the store, and that's because they basically put all their Record Store Day records basically by the tills, which is right at the entrance of the store. So when you walk in, you're just in the Record Store Day section instantly, you look, and then you can instantly pay for it. And they weren't really encouraging you to go around and look around the shop. And for me, I was trying to get like a little bit of footage for this video, which I have kind of put into it, hopefully. And I almost felt like I think this was the other issue. I felt like I was taking up space from other people who were waiting. And I had been waiting for quite a while, and part of that reason was because people were taking their time in the store, as they should be. But it didn't really feel like the vibe of what Record Store Day is all about was really there when I walked into the store. Like, sure, the staff were lovely, they were really approachable, they were like one of them dressed up as I mentioned, but it kind of felt like I walked in and all eyes were on me, and I just felt like everyone was waiting for me to get my stuff and get out, rather than like just allowing me to just like look through and enjoy it. Again, you have like 50 other people waiting behind me who are still trying to get in, so there's that aspect to it too. So fair enough, you're just trying to get people in and get them out, but I don't know how to describe it. It just feels like there was a little bit of a spark missing from it, and it made me feel just like I couldn't just enjoy being in the store and like I was taking up someone else's spot. And I don't think that's necessarily just an exclusive thing for Resolution Records themselves. That was just something that I kind of just felt on the day, and just felt like I'm not sure how you improve that, because again, you've got all these people trying to get in at a time, so you don't want there to be like a manic everyone rushing for the same record and then there be a fight over one or anything like that. So I can appreciate there's some difficulty around it, but that was just one of the thoughts I had from it. I actually think Resolution Records actually do like a superb job in terms of like actually their lead up to the event, like actually having a list of the records they have in stock, how many they've got in stock was really useful. The fact they even put out a survey asking what people want is really good. And they're probably one of the better record stores in terms of their social media presence and what they actually do on there. Shout out to whoever does that. But that's just something I wanted to share just because that's how I felt on the day, and I feel like that speaks to another level of vinyl collecting rather than the store itself. Resolution Records, if you're ever in Bath, go and check them out because you're gonna love them there. I'm excited to see what the next Record Store Day brings, which obviously is Black Friday. The Black Friday ones, I'm not like gonna lie, I don't really always feel that excited for the Black Friday ones. I'm always curious to see what's there, but I'm never like as hyped as the actual Record Store Day, so I'm looking forward to the 2026 one. And hopefully you enjoyed my little haul for Record Store Day 2025. I'm now going to package them and sticker them, because that's what you need to do. You need to take care of your Record Store Day records, and I'm going to try and take the very best care of these ones right here as I hold them upside down like an idiot. But do head down into the comments and let me know which records you're able to pick up this Record Store Day. Were there any you missed out on, and what did you think of my pickups? And just an FYI, if you do actually want to share the pictures and you actually playing your records for the Record Store Day, then you can go to the Discord, which there'll be a link to in the description, and you can join there and share with the community and discuss vinyl collecting with other vinyl collectors. If you were to ask me a favorite out of these three, I don't think I could really give you one. Like maybe the Lil Uzi Vert in terms of the music. I've been really addicted to that recently, but in terms of the memories, it would definitely be one of the most meaningful is Skindred. But the best picture, or not picture disc, the best pressing is definitely Low End Theory for this. So they all have different traits and different reasons why they're all amazing. But I'm now going to get to stickering. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.